All right, thanks, guys. Happy Thursday to you. The weekend is almost here, and we got ourselves a nice slate of college basketball games. Now, we don't have a whole lot of marquee matchups, but there's a lot of matchups going on in the country that have some pretty good trends, pretty good numbers. So let's dive into it. I got 6 games to cover, none of them of which are on the board. Actually, I do have the Savannah State-Wisconsin game I'm going to cover. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into them, beginning with Kennesaw State at Gardner Webb. 5 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Gardner Webb. GW opened as the 14-point favorite, total at 133.5. And since those markets opened this one up, Gardner Webb has taken a little money. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. Right now, GW is minus 14.5. Total moved up to 134. So once again, Gardner Webb opened 14 up to 14.5. Total open 133.5 up to 134 even. And at the moment right now, Gardner Webb is minus 2,000 on the money line. Now, GW is 6-3 ATS overall for the year. They successfully covered the number in 3 out of their last 4. Gardner Webb does have some marquee covers over the likes of VCU, Furman, UNC Wilmington, and Savannah State twice already. GW is also 4-2 straight up in their last 6. Their offense is putting up 87 points per contest in those 4 victories. Meanwhile, on the Kennesaw State side of things, they're not a real good basketball team. They're just 2-6 against the spread overall. They failed to cover in 4 out of their last 6 on the road. They're 0-8 straight up overall for the year. 0-8 in their games that were on the board. 0-8 straight up overall in their games that were on the board. 0-5 against the spread in their last 5. Kennesaw State is putting up 53 points or less in 6 out of their last 8 ball games. And total-wise, Kennesaw 7-1 to the under overall for the year, 5-1 to the under in their games on the road. Meanwhile, on the Gardner Webb side of things, they're 5-4 to the under for the season, 3-0 to the under in their last 3. Gardner Webb also held their opponents to just 60 points per contest in their last 2 games. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it down, and take Gardner Webb minus 14 in the under 134 in that one. Next game, Boston University at Dartmouth. 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Dartmouth. Boston U opened the betting as the 1.5-point favorite, total at 140 and a hook. And since those markets opened this one up, no real movement on the spread or the total. We're back at those original opening lines. So once again, Boston U minus 1.5, total 140 and a hook. And at the moment, Boston is minus 130 for some money line cash. Now, Boston University, pretty good against the number this season. They're 6-3 against the spread overall. They successfully covered the number in 5 out of their last 7 on the road. BU is also 3-0 straight up in their last trio of ball games, 4-0 against the spread in their last 4. This Boston defense is allowing 60 points or less in their last 4 straight. Meanwhile, on the Dartmouth side of things, they're 4-5 against the spread overall. They failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5 when catching the points. Dartmouth has failures to cover over Quinnipiac, Marist, San Francisco, Buffalo, and Loyola, Maryland. Now, scoring-wise, Dartmouth 3-0 to the under in their games at home, 3-0 to the under in their last trio of games as well. Meanwhile, on the Boston University side of things, they're 33% to the over on the road, taking on teams allowing more than 72 points per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, slide it down, and take Boston University minus 1 in the under 140.5 in that one. All right, next game, Morehead State at Sanford, 7:30 Eastern tip-off at Sanford. Sanford opened the betting as the 8.5-point favorite, total at 150. And since those markets opened this one up, we're actually seeing a significant fade of Sanford in the early going here. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. Right now, Sanford's minus 7.5 with the total at 151 and a hook. So once again, Sanford open 8.5 down to 7.5. Total open 150 up to 151 and a hook. 70% are on Sanford, 55% shaded toward the under. Morehead State is plus 290 for some money line cash. Sanford is minus 320 on the money line themselves. Now, Sanford has been very, very good this year. They're 8-2 straight up overall for the year for their games that were on the board. They're a perfect 9-0 against the spread overall in their 9 games that were on the board as well. Sanford is 5-0 against the spread on their home court this year, 4-0 against the spread as the favorite, 2-0 against the spread in their games at the current number. I got more stats for you when it comes to Sanford. They've been great so far this season. They're 3-0 against the spread as the official home favorite, 5-0 against the spread taking on sub-500 teams, and 4-0 against the spread after 4 or more days off. The Sanford offense is scoring 82 points per contest at home. They're also shooting 50% from the field on their home court as well. Their defense is allowing just 67 points per contest. Their opponents are shooting just 37% from the field as well. And one final stat about Sanford, 5-1 straight up on their home court, 4-0 straight up as the favorite, 4-2 straight up in their last 6 at home, taking on Morehead State. And speaking of Morehead, they're just 3-6 overall for the year. They've failed to win in 4 out of their last 5 away from home. Their defense is allowing 83 points per contest away from home. They're allowing their opponents to shoot 47% from the field on the road. Morehead is also 2-3 against the spread, catching the points. Here's something that's really concerning if you're into historical trends. Morehead is just 2-21 straight up in their last 23 on the road. They lost 21 out of their last 23 away from home. Horrible. All right, scoring-wise, Morehead, 4-3 to the over for the year. 3-2 to the over on the road. Sanford, 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games. 5-1 to the over in their last 6, taking on Morehead State. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook. I'm going to slide it down. I'm going to take Sanford -7 in the over. 151.5 in that one. All right, next game. This is the one that's on the board. Savannah State, Wisconsin. 8 o'clock tip-off in Wisconsin. The Badgers open the betting as the 36-point favorite. Total at 162. And since those markets opened this one up, Wisconsin's taking money. We've seen that line move half a point upward. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. Wisconsin's now -36.5. Total up to 163. So once again, Wisconsin open 36 up to 36.5. Total open 162 up to 163. Now Savannah State is just 3-7 against the spread overall. They failed to cover in 6 out of their last 8 on the road. Savannah State is covering just 30% of their games when catching the points. They are also covering just 2 out of their last 8 as the official road underdog. Savannah's just 2-8 straight up overall for the year in their games that were on the board. 0-4 straight up in their last 4. 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 as well. The Savannah State defense is giving up 110 points per contest on average in their last 4 games. That's absurd for college basketball. Savannah State is giving up 110 points per contest in their last 4 games. Unbelievable. Now on the Wisconsin side of things, they're 4-3 against the spread when laying the points. 3-1 straight up in their last 4. 8-2 straight up overall for the year. Wisconsin is 6-1 straight up as the official home team. Their defense is allowing just 54 points per contest in their last 8. Now, Savannah State, 3-2 to the under in their last 5. I'm really not sure if they can score enough points. They might not break the 50-point mark today. So with all that said and done, I hate to do it, but I have to. I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it down, and lean Wisconsin -36 and the under 163 in that one. All right, 2 more games to go. Eastern Washington, San Fran, 10 o'clock tip-off. San Francisco open 18 up to 18.5. Total open 139.5 up to 143 and a hook. 63% are leaning San Fran. 63% shaded toward the over. Eastern Washington is plus 1625. San Fran minus 3250. Now the San Francisco Dons are 8-1 straight up overall, 7-1 against the spread overall as well in their qualifying games that were on the board. San Fran does have some marquee covers over UC Davis, Maine, and the Cal Golden Bears. The San Fran offense is putting up 82 points per contest at home. They're also 5-1 straight up on their home court as well. San Fran is 6-0 straight up as the favorite, and they covered 5 out of their last 6 when laying the points. San Fran is also 5-1 straight up at home, 4-1 against the spread on their home court as well. The San Francisco offense has scored 76 points or more in 8 out of their 9 ball games. Now on the Eastern Washington side of things, they're just 1-6 straight up overall for the year, 1-6 against the spread as well. They're 0-5 straight up away from home, 1-4 against the spread away from home as well. This Eastern Washington offense is putting up just 55 points per contest away from home. Their defense is allowing 79 points per contest at any location this year. And Eastern Washington failed to cover against Seattle, Washington, and Wisconsin Green Bay. Now total-wise, Eastern Washington 3-2 to the under on the road. San Fran 5-3 to the under overall for the year. I'm going to purchase a hook, buy it down, and take San Fran minus 18 in the under 143.5 in that one. Next and final game for the show, it's going to be a quickie. I'm talking about Lamar University. Like my buddy Lamar Bowe that does the live streams with me. Lamar taking on Cal Bakersfield. 10 o'clock tip-off. Cal Bakersfield open 5 up to 5.5. Total open 137 up to 138. Cal Bakersfield is minus 250. Lamar's just 2-5 ATS overall. 1-5 ATS on the road. Cal is 3-2 straight up in their last 5. They successfully covered the number in 2 out of their last 4. Give me Cal Bakersfield minus 5 after buying the hook, getting the job done against the number.